Is our language mathematics? Coaches I God. So, the language of the 5% nation. Language of the 5% nation. Mathematics alphabets. That's the language of the universe's supreme mathematics. The Hebrew call it Kabbalah, globalistics. Kemet had a name for it. Ancient people. Ancient people. The original people. I was listening to a tape the other day, and it was a video. So anyway, the brother is speaking, and he was speaking about Farrakhan. He said that Farrakhan had said that the European that colonized America, well, he pretty much colonized the whole planet Earth now, because he's not just in Europe. But anyway, long story short, he was saying that the European had no intention of giving back his ill-gotten gains or making any kind of reparations to the descendants of the people that he had as prisoners of war, or still has as prisoners of war, because he declared war on the original people, but they have not declared war on him yet. He always has this conspiracy theory among his people where the Great Negro Plot, the one that they did in New York, the Great Negro Plot. You gotta see that book. It's off the chain, man. You gotta read that book. And then you see what I'm saying about the plots. They be plotting on us, G. Now, I'm not going to do no disclaimer, because history says that when those Europeans that actually did the physical damage to us, say, let's take something famous that everybody knows about, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We all know there's 72, 73 other known cities and shit. I don't know how many unknown townships that they did the same thing that they did to Tulsa, Oklahoma to you, my man. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. That is by design that they tell you to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, and every time you do, they knock you right back down. And then, as generations go, you forget they did that physically. You forget it's written down so that you could go look it up yourself. But most of the time, you kind of like let it go. Because people in the original nation, they don't even be mad about slavery unless the devil makes some stupid ass movie and keep reminding them, because they don't really be thinking about that. Our people don't think about that nowadays. They thinking about how to get food, clothing, and shelter. They not really thinking about what you did to them. They more thinking about what you doing right now. They not protesting the fact that you had them in prison or war camps for 379 years. They're not even contesting that. Some of the groups want reparations for our people, but most of them know you ain't never giving up nothing. That's how you living. But they don't even care. If they saying, just leave us alone, let us come up. Every time we come up, if we look throughout history, every time we come up, they do something to knock it down. And then we supposed to act like suffer in silence or whatever the fuck. It's like it's an ongoing war. Like every Asiatic person, black, brown, red, yellow. We call ourselves all that. Light, bright, yellow, you red, you black, you brown, whatever. This is what we call ourselves within our own black people. We have that. So within that structure alone, that right there if we were trying to get at the European, which we're not, we need to come together and just do us. And that would be sufficient to shut all the nations down that's trying to get at us. Because yes, the European is the vanguard of it. Because his nation started this shit. But now that he is the ruler of the earth, the other nations be chiming in from him on to us. They be chiming in on us. And even some of our own black people will be in another country and they'll call themselves that but try to act like they're not us. Even though we call ourselves this. You could call yourself whatever the fuck you want. But you are who you are. You the original people. If you don't consider yourself the original people that came with the planet, that can be proven anthropologically. Like you can't find no beginning to no black people, not on Earth. So all that shit, they would rather say that they came from monkeys, that they evolved from a monkey, rather than say they evolved from the black man. But if you study anthropology and then you study the secret lessons they have that only the SS and all of them really get, and that's their real theory. They equate Darwin, anthropology, and evolution with Aryan and the superior and all of that. Now let me show you how they're connecting it. They're connecting it from lemurs to the great apes to you, black men. They're trying to say you are the closest to the ape. You the first ones that came out from the ape. Mud people. That's what they mean, Lord. Word is born. So now they're saying you're the ape, closest to the ape, and then the brown nations came, and then the red, and then the yellow, and then finally the white. And they're saying they're considering themselves more of the human species than you, because you're closer down there in evolution. You're closer to ape. That's what they're saying. That's how they're teaching it in real life. But they give you the other part in public school, just the evolution, and they kind of throw it with the monkey and everything. But they don't let you know that they really saying that's your ass, my nigga. So even when you say you the first ones, they admit that. Oh yeah. You ever see what they be trying to say the first ones look like? Motherfucker, did you ever look at those little pictures that they have looking like a gorilla and shit? See? That's what I'm saying. So their whole story of evolution, Darwin, and all that is really a religion too. I know people be saying, no, that's not a religion. It's based on science. It's not science. It's based on them skulls and all that stuff they use with the skulls where they say this brain is better than this brain and how they got these 2 points in the back and all of that they do. They got mounds of books. That's why I keep telling y'all, read J. Rogers. He blew their ass out the frame with all of that, son. All of that research. And you could go in his bibliographies, which I did look in there, and pull some of the books to see what he was talking about. And son, listen, you can't pull all of the books. There's so many books, they can fill up. Okay, say you have a room, right? Let's say 100 by 100, and we'll make the ceiling, 10 feet. Son, you could fill that whole room up to the tip top with that many of those books that they put out talking about the evolution part and you the monkey and the brain, how this brain, and all the experiments they did that they was trying to prove their points. All of that shit is in books. There's another book called Medical Apartheid. That's what it's called. I couldn't remember it at first, but Medical Apartheid, my man, listen to me. You have no idea what 379 years was really like. And you never will because you weren't there. But when you start reading and understanding anatomy and physiology, and then when you go into the biological makeup of what's taking place in the body, the chemicals and how they react to certain things, especially how they react to pain and hunger and loss of oxygen and deprivation of water, things of that nature that you can test on a body and see what it does. You feel me? So now when you go and you read up on those tests, and you could go read the information to tell you already what it does. You don't even have to do the experiments. Somebody's already done them. But they don't tell you who they were doing them on. That's right. They don't tell you who they were doing them on. That's what I'm talking about. So now do the knowledge of that mathematics and born that universal truth. And you'll see what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. This is why I'm saying that the Father's unique style of we're not anti-white and we're not pro-black, but we just dealing with what? The truth. So it makes you not biased. You feel more like Spark when it comes to the logical side of it. You're not really dealing with emotion, you're dealing with logic. So the truth doesn't make you mad, it just makes you see what's going on so you know how to make the correction. Getting mad don't do shit. What you going to do to fix that motherfucking problem? So, say you don't want knowledge. Say you're saying, well, I don't want knowledge of self. Well, it's kind of hard to attack him without knowledge of self because we see what not having knowledge of self is doing. Just look at our 379 years and you'll see that all of y'all that keep running after the gods of Europe trying to be Christian, y'all helping them be strong, G. Can't you see that as long as we stay in that, under his, you're still under him. You can say what you want. Anytime you do research on it and you say they converted us from our ancient religion to this modern Christianity that they call, because that Christianity that they have, the principles of it, of Christianity itself, is really freedom, justice, and equality. But they don't really practice it in that order. The order that they call Protestant, Roman Catholic, Ecclesiastical, Eastern Orthodox, Anglican, all of them. Even England's Roman Catholic Church that ain't really Roman Catholic, that's England's Catholic, whatever. It doesn't matter which one it is. It all stems to the European. You have to, you tried everything. You have to separate yourself from them. You tried everything. You tried assimilating. You tried doing everything he did. You changed your clothing. You bought homes. You moved to his neighborhoods. You excelled in every aspect of his manifestation. There's not a space that we haven't filled, even all the way down to the broke. All of us that's broke right now and look at history, you'll see it. Just go read the paperwork is already in. You have already did everything that you could possibly do to say to him that you are equal with him. And really, in every aspect of the manifestation, you're his father. He knows you're his father. Why would the child treat their father that way? So, throughout his propaganda, his educational system, the political system, the judicial system, the medical system, the pharmaceutical system, corporate America in general, Wall Street, all of that. Just check it all out. You're telling me that Asiatic people, even though we tried to mix and go right in and be called American just like him, you couldn't tell the difference between him and us except for the shade of our skin. And still, that wasn't enough for him. He still came at you, G. He still came at you. And then when you finally got into the 60s and you tried to boycott him, he still came at you. Water hosed you. Went threw his dogs at you. Everything he could do. And you thought that that was going to help you as a people. So we assimilated with him. And we did. We speak English perfect if we want to. We have, if you take the pencil and you put it under your tongue and you practice, you can make yourself sound, and someone shows you, at least you're going to have some kind of school teacher if you never did it before. If you're not, if you don't pronounce the words like the following address. You see, if you aren't able to do that, then you can get trained to do that. The point, listen to the point I'm making now. You can put the pencil under your tongue and you can fix it so that when you're in air personality, we used to have to put it under our tongue and do it. We did those exercises so that you couldn't tell what our nationality was. It was a flat language and it had no accent to it, pretty much. Well, you might have an accent, but they couldn't really tell what nationality you are. And I say nationality, and I use that loosely because people don't really know what nationality is. But that's another story for another time. But they didn't really catch whether I was black or white or whatever. Now, the only thing they could tell is whether you north or south because you speak the same language. Now, we've done all of that too. Made sure that our diction was equal to their diction, if not better. Educated yourself to the level of PhD, or some of us have 3 and 4 degrees, 3 degrees, 2 4 years, and 1 2 year in high school and military and all kind of shit we have done, right? To assimilate. We fought in every war. Even against our brothers, the Indians, we fought against them for him, for the European, to his country. This country that we all said we was going to take lives to make sure that this shit stayed. Okay? And that's what happened. We took lives to make sure it stayed. Now, after you did all of that, now we come to the World Trade Center. Remember the World Trade Center? After the World Trade Center, white folks was treating black people nice for a little while. I knew it was coming to an end. We all knew. We all said, shit, we'd be lucky if this lasts for 6 months. Better enjoy it while it's here. And sure enough, a little bit after that, they started shooting us like it was all motherfucking good. So, I don't care what you do to assimilate with them. They don't want you around them, even though they act like they do want you around them. They really don't, G. They really don't like you. Maybe individuals like you, because I know individual Europeans, we good. And then you go to their house and everything is going to be genuine. They really not trying to get at you. But they're not the establishment that runs the European monarch and the countries and the they're not that. They're just the regular people like you. Some of the regular people want to get at you. Some of them don't. You know, individual basis. People are people that don't. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about as a nation. When you go to nation versus nation, son, that nation is trying to get at this nation. Now you need to convince the people of that nation that their governments and that their propaganda wheel is not right and exact. It's not telling the truth. It is not for the betterment of the planet Earth. As we can see, the Earth is in an ecological disaster. The same way you see black people are all wrecked in the hood and everything, the whole fucking Earth is like that when it comes to the natural order of things. The fish, the fauna, the reptiles, the amphibians, the mammals, they're all wrecked across the globe. You feel me? People are extinct. Whole bloodlines extinct. Whole genetic tribes extinct. Like the whole plains, all of them, none of them is here. Killed them all. So don't tell me about murder. Murder? Are you kidding me? This planet is murder. You know what I'm saying? It's the murder capital of the universe right now. Don't nobody do more killing in this solar system and this galaxy than we do. We be going crazy. Now, put that in your pipe and smoke it. But anyway, let's go back to Earth. That thing that they're coming up with, the economic menu that we are doing, even when we doing the black bank thing, that's a good move. I like that. I say support the black bank. But, born that universal truth, don't forget about the FRNs, and I don't have to say anymore. Those who know what I'm talking about. Don't fucking forget about those FRNs, my nigga. That's that real shit. You feel me? So black bank is cool. That's what we doing. We going to all join black banks and black credit unions. Yeah, I'm feeling that. That's real talk. But we can't stop there. Let's work on that. That's a good plan. But that really only deals with middle class America and rich America that's black, brown, whatever the case may be. Whichever you associate with, they coming at you all. But anyway, I'm just specifically really talking to people who think of themselves as black people right now. You are the target right now. If he thinks of you as black, then you gotta go with that. That's the way they're attacking you. If he doesn't think of you as black, then you can make your move a different way. You have to make that determination on your own self. But if he thinks of you, the European thinks of you as a black person, whether you are or you are not. But if he thinks of you as that way, when he sees you, then you need to make moves like go with the black banks, go with the black credit unions, do your best to only circulate the money within black businesses, because it's not that you just trying to say I'm only going to supply money to my black businesses, but you white businesses ain't supporting us. Why should we support you? You not telling the police to stop getting at us. You helping them get at us. We spend our money with you, and we'll walk in one of your stores, and your employees will get at us as if we stealing, and we got more money than them, and we spend more money than them. A lot of us got more money than almost all of those designer stores that those employees work in. We got more money than them. I don't care if they're on Park Avenue. They broke. I seen them go home. I know some of them. And they be wearing a suit and shit when they at work, but they be home eating peanut butter and jelly, because that bitch, you think them rich motherfuckers you work for them, you think they pay you? Son, they be fucking them too, and they be trying to look at us as if we stealing. So the whole thing, the systemic racism, it permeates in the system. It's part of the system. It in the system is one and the same. It is based on white supremacy, genetic annihilation, and all that what Francis Crest said, all that what Elijah said. It's based on that. Take everything that every one of them men said is right and exact. What Noble Drew Ali said about Christianity and iGod, the culture iGod, that shit is really true, son. He wasn't bullshitting. What Marcus Garvey said is the absolute truth. Trust and believe that. Look at Prince Hall's writings and you see what I'm talking about. Look at Martin Luther King's speech. Don't just look at that one speech. Look at them all. Read all his shit as he went up. Same thing with Malcolm. Don't just stand there at the end. Go read the whole motherfucking thing, how he seen shit. Even at the end, he knew what was going on in America, even if he said he was going Orthodox Islam. He was making moves because the political world couldn't handle him at that. He had to have some place for sanctuary. It was on and popping. So anyway, it still didn't work. He still got at him. I don't care if black people did it. It wasn't done. They more like Manchurians. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They're being controlled too. The big powers up at the top set the shit up good and makes moves. It is what it is. They were more afraid of Malcolm, I think, than they were of Elijah. That was their mistake. But they were both just as dangerous. But what they fucked up is they should have left him and Martin and all of them, Medgar Evers, the father. They should have left them alone, because they was bringing us up, not down. But that's why I look at it and I say, based on a regular thinking pattern, you would say, well, why would they do that? Why did they kill all of them? Why? Why is the question most asked to justify? And I'm out. Peace.